So there's a huge problem with a lot of video platforms in that some people become really, really famous really quickly. And they do this using awful means. And you can watch, I'm not a big fan of H3H3, but he exposed some of them. But you can watch a better channel, in my opinion, Gus Johnson, but particularly Eddie Burbanks, goes over a lot of these scam sites. But the point is, the quickest way to get a lot of videos likes is to start scamming people. You can do this by fake challenges with kids, where you take a bunch of gullible kids, make a fake scam where you have where you set up a prank that is fully rehearsed, but pretend it's not rehearsed. So many things. Or you could do like fake news articles, and much more. On the other hand, some people just become famous for their talent, and yes, they are talented, but they're talented singers or something like that. But do they deserve to be multimillionaire, where an equally talented singer doesn't get famous? What if someone has a really brilliant idea, but no one hears about it? You can go on and on the problems about people being big names, from people using malicious ways to do it, or manipulative ways, which is oftentimes one of the fastest ways, to people just talent of people that are less small talent is not recognized, just randomly small talent isn't, or that we don't have ideas start merging together, so we don't have the same cultural diversity or creative diversity to look at, or just different ideas do not spread and have the same competition. But it's a huge deal, and it's in so many different ways. And media platforms are a huge part of the problem, because what they do is they look at how popular you are, and the more popular you are, the more to boost you. It's a very because they want to get as many views as they want, and they find out that, oh, this person already has 100,000 views, so we should invest in him because he's likely to succeed compared to this guy's 10 views. That well, he might succeed, he might have equally good content, but it's a lot less. It's more of a big gamble than this person that's already very, very popular, which makes every problem discussed even worse. It makes it big time creators do not have the same standards. Small time creators have to work so much harder. It also means we can support less small time creators. So how do I propose getting away with this a little bit algorithmically? This isn't a perfect solution by far. But one thing is, I've discussed beforehand feature importance in one of my big videos, and I've also discussed that in designing better drugs. But basically, I can try to figure out, using a mathematical model, pretty easily. Now, if I have to figure out the best mathematical model, that's really, really difficult. What features are the most important for how well known something is, or how well liked something is, or viewed? If the most important feature, then I can look at, now, always things that an algorithm might look at, which we don't know what like YouTube or Facebook looks at. We don't know if it's how much, but let's say it's how much watched. Let's pretend it's that. Well, we can estimate what's the biggest factor. Is it, now we don't look at how much watched, because that doesn't matter if we want to promote it. It's how much, if we give it extra attention, how much will that watch increase? So I'm going to call this variable W. I'm going to say change in W if extra attention. Well, the nice thing about feature importance is I can break down the model into different components. So I can look at if I can take the model, I train the model with how many views. So then it learns to make a model with all the views and everything in it. But also train it with how many likes it likes, how popular it is, how fast, maybe some other advanced parameters like the video titles or other things that are more abstract. And then I put that in a model. Then I take away how much it actually is watched at the moment. And then I can then I feed in new data, but take away the watched. So I train it with the watched, I take away the watched afterwards. Then it's looking at it blind, so it weighs everything equally, no matter how much watched it is. Then it will promote things, not based on how much it's watched, but based on all the other factors, with looking at what content is more popular. Another way of doing it is to see where I can use these same models to figure out, is being watched, what is the barrier to these things being more popular? Is the barrier just that it hasn't had enough views yet? If so, I can have it promote it more, just based on not having more views. And then I cannot promote content that already has enough views that's self-promoting. I stop promoting. It'll only promote content that needs more views to get off on this cycle where it's become self-sustaining, where people just can't flock to it. That's another way of doing it that's slightly different. But we have to think about these things if we want to make a more fair, algorithmically world, and maybe put them into some of the newer platforms. We could also have cutoffs where people, after making a certain amount of money, we stop promoting them, or other resources. Now, I know it's never going to be perfect. There's always going to be big stars that are going to rise for whatever reason, deals, other promotions. But I'm just talking about making the system a little better. We also need to talk about the human aspect, where we focus on human beings and tell them to support more friends, more small-time creators, look for small people, and all these other things. Another way we can support more small ideas and stuff is to make sure that people don't need as much resources or money to live, so people can pursue more abstract hobbies and stuff like this, and be more creators, even if they don't make the money in the first place, even if the thing only gets 100 views, so you have longer to get the opportunity to maybe become famous in the future, or in other ways just leveling the playing field. I hope you found this quick discussion about a little bit about how we can maybe make these algorithms better and some of the problems with it useful. If you have any ideas or comments or questions, leave them in the comments. I will check them. I will read them. I'll discuss them with you. And please subscribe. It really helps the channel a ton. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Please leave a like behind. And the best thing you can do is share it to your friends, which is a tall order, but please do if you feel like you like the content. Thank you very much.